Gil Anderson, our Deputy Commissioner Tom Vaughn, and Highway Superintendent Cliff Mitchell. So we talked a lot about the fact that there was uncertainty with this storm, given that we are on the edge of the storm. And I can say this morning there is still uncertainty as exactly to what we are receiving. What is clear is that there is less accumulation than forecasts had predicted potentially occurring here. But as we said, the storm could shift either way because we were on the edge, and it appears it has continued on a westward track, so that we're getting less hit on the east end and on the western end of the county, particularly the northwestern end of the county is where we are seeing the most impact. This is different than the trend we've seen in most of the storms we've had this season, where the eastern end of Long Island, Suffolk County, and particularly the east end has gotten hit harder. So we've gotten a little bit of a break here, but I want to caution people who look out the window, see that the roads are passable, that there isn't significant accumulation on the roads, that those roads are still slick and icy. What we've had falling here is this icy, wintry mix of snow, sleet, ice, rain, and it is creating very slick conditions out there. I've been out on the roadways with the police commissioner for the past couple of hours, traveling throughout the county, and we have seen more accumulation on the northern part of the county as opposed to the South Shore, but roads are passable. We encourage people to stay off the roads. We're still, as we said, facing some uncertainty. There are still some reports that the wintry mix in portions of the county may turn back to snow. We're still expecting high winds, high gusts to be occurring this morning. So very tough conditions out here. The storm is obviously not as significant in terms of snow accumulation as predicted. Yesterday morning, we were talking about potentially, based on the predictions, up to 18, up to 2 feet even in parts of the county. We're likely now to be looking at up to 6 to 8 inches in parts of the county, less so on the South Shore and on the east end, but still very difficult dry conditions out there, wet, slick, icy roads, and we caution people, if you don't have to be on the roads, please stay off. If you do, you need to drive with extreme caution. We are still concerned about coastal flooding, even on the northwestern portion of the county. North Shore, we hadn't considered that much of an issue. That is now something we are watching, coastal flooding there as well as along the South Shore and at Peconic. We are obviously still focused on erosion and seeing what the impacts there, although we think they'll be less so at this point. But we have a number of county agencies and facilities that are closed. All of our health centers are closed today. Bus service is suspended for the day. Our traffic parking violations agency suspended. Department of Labor activities off-site, as well as the one-stop employment center scheduled activities are canceled for today as well. We're encouraging people again, although the commission will talk about call volumes, that if you have a non-emergency, that you would call 631-852 COPS. You can certainly call the Office of Emergency Management at 631-852-4900 if you have any issues. Our Emergency Operations Center has been open since very early this morning. We are coordinating with other agencies, but as I said, it appears that our colleagues to the west and to the north are getting more of the brunt of this storm. But again, we encourage people to take extreme caution out there, given the icy, slick, and wet conditions. And I want to ask the police commissioner if he could talk a little bit more about that issue. Commissioner?
So, despite the fact that we have not received the snow accumulation initially anticipated, the roads out there are dangerous. They're extremely slick. So we are still warning motorists to stay off the roads if possible, and if you are on the roads, drive with caution, reduce speed, extra space between you and other motorists. It appears that many folks listen to the warnings and have stayed off the roads, which is a good thing because it allows the plows and the emergency vehicles to do their job, so we appreciate everyone's cooperation with that. Again, despite the fact that we're not seeing the snow right now, the roads are very slick. Call volume is actually below average, and that's because folks are listening, they're staying off the roads. We have approximately 10 motor vehicle crashes from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., 3 of which occurred in the same incident by Exit 55 on Sunrise Highway. So certainly the roads are slick. Our warning remains the same. If you can, stay off the roads. If you're on the roads, use common sense, reduce speeds, extra distance between you and other motorists, and we appreciate everyone's cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. So again, we are still in the middle of the storm. There is still some uncertainty. There is the possibility that some of this switches back to snow. More accumulation occurs. High winds still in the morning. So you're looking at, very difficult, dangerous in many ways driving conditions. So we urge people to stay off the roads if they can, and to take caution if you need to go out. And with that, we'll take any questions anyone has. Yeah. Well, the greatest concern right now is the conditions of the roadways. Very slick, very icy, and it's dangerous for motorists. So, we're urging people to stay off. If they have to be out on the roads, you have to take extreme caution in these kind of conditions.
And so even with the snow, still have
I'm sorry, say that.
Even with the change of precipitation,
Yeah.
snow, the sleet, the rain, still dangerous.
Yeah, those conditions, changing from snow to a wintry mix, ice, create really slick conditions out on the roadway, and they're actually deceptive because it masks any of the accumulation that's out there, so it looks like it's safer, but actually can be even a little more dangerous because it's icy and slick.
More people are going to go out on the roads now because it's not so bad.
It's always a danger. We're always concerned. You don't see the accumulation out on the roadway, and there's a tendency to think that everything's fine. It's safe to go out there, and that's why.
Okay, you've been listening to Steve Bellone, Suffolk County Executive, discussing the situation there. Obviously, snow total is not their greatest concern. Now they're talking more about some erosion, some coastal flooding, and of course, icing over the roads there. That's their big issue.